Hello everybody, just setting up the live stream. We'll be with you in a momento. Right, I think I'm just about ready. Oh, joys of doing live things. Right, hello and welcome to the channel. I haven't done a live video in God knows how long. Just thought I'd give it another go, really. Back in the days of only having Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I did a lot of rotary aviation. I did feature him on the channel, but I didn't feature him too many times. But I did like how helicopter aviation was translated in the simulation, especially compared to the days of FSX, where things were not as realistic in regards to helicopters. Move on to what we have today in 2020 and 2024, things are a lot better. Things are immensely better. So I have decided to give this a go. I've been flying quite well actually on 2020 and in 2024, and I thought I'd try my favourite helicopter in the entire known universe of Flight Simulator. That's CowanSim's R66. Fits in rather well with the channel actually, because it is a general aviation helicopter. You can learn to fly in the R66 and its little cousin the R22, which is also available by CowanSim. Fantastic little helicopters. I will be doing the second video. Obviously, we've gone back to the usual routine. Second video, and it will again feature a helicopter, only it will be a slightly bigger helicopter and a slightly more militarized helicopter, but that's another video. Won't be live either, that'll be a normal video. So anyway, here we are, CowanSim's R66, and we are currently sat at Wickenby, my home for general aviation. Now, CowanSim themselves say that the R66 is not a bespoke helicopter built for Flight Simulator 2024. It is compatible, but it is not bespoke. And so far, I have seen nothing that would lead me to think this helicopter does not work in Flight Simulator 2024. It's actually been really, really well. I've had some good flights in it. It handles great, and it does teach you a lot of things about flight simulation and how to handle a helicopter. So even the aesthetics of this thing, it looks absolutely great. I do love these little things. I mean, the R66 is a bigger version, of the R22, and the same concept of a lighter, cheaper to run, cheaper to own helicopter for the general aviation market. Now, this is one of the repaints that came out with the helicopter. CowanSim do have this wonderful ability to release lots of repaints for their helicopters. G-Pod has featured in 2020, at least once, probably more times actually. And it is a very, very good helicopter, and no matter where we look, I mean, this is, like I say, it's a 2020 version, it's bespoke for 2020. It is not bespoke for 2024. There are helicopters out there that are better suited for 2024. But this helicopter is great. I do love it, and it's got a lovely sound pack with it, and it handles, like I say, brilliant, and teaches you a lot about rotary aviation here in the sim. Now, what I'm going to do today is what I normally do with these helicopters when I'm trying to learn and they're new to the sim and I haven't got much time on the particular type. I will take them up and I will try to hover them, and I'll try to get them maneuvering on the ground, get the handling, you know, get my profile all set up. I've obviously set the profile up beforehand. That was an interesting thing, trying to set a profile in 2024, because I haven't set a profile for 2024 since like the second or third day of release. And then I had to create a whole new helicopter profile. So anyway, let's jump inside. Let's have a look what's inside this thing, because it does look really, really good. First of all, we are going to get rid of that, because I don't like that particular setup. Can't think which one it is. That one, that's what I want. That's the one I want to fly. So we have a Garmin unit up top here, and the GTN 650 sat down here, which is just fine for me. I don't know if we can swap. Oh, we can. So I think, yeah, that's the GTN XI. You could run both versions of the GTN 750s. I forget what the names of them are off the top of my head, but there's two versions of GTN 750. I've got both of them. I think it's the PMS one is the one I swear by. I'm not knocking the other one, it works perfectly fine, but I just get more flight time with the PMS GTN 750 than I do with the other one. So anyway, let's get this bird up in the sky, shall we? So let's just make sure everything is honky-dory. Trackir works, that's good, always useful. We'll turn it off for the startup. So, first of all, we are clear all around us. This is not an actual helicopter takeoff pad, but it'll do for our purposes. Right, so battery's going to come on, generator's going to come on, we're going to put the nav lights on. That's pulled out, that's correct. That's pulled in, that's correct. Throttle is closed. I'm probably going to get the helicopter terminology wrong, you know, torque pedals and rudder pedals and cyclics and collectives and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, we are set, ready to go. Drop that in. And I missed it. The one time you want to fly, you miss it. Have I got any fuel in this thing? Dear me, the fun. The fun. No. This is the joys of doing live videos. Right, that's that. So yeah, we got fuel. Slight miscommunication there with the old controls. But we got systems powering up now. AVOD is already on. We'll try and ignore that slight little issue. We'll listen to this thing from the outside because it is really, really good. It sounds absolutely amazing, this thing. That's probably why I didn't have on. Ah, the joys. Right, let's get this throttle set. Strobe light's going to come on now. We're squawking 7,000, that's fine. Zero the altimeter. Trackir back on. So we're going to hover taxi over towards the main runway here at Wickenby. Things with helicopters, it's all a balancing act. That's always what happens. The main word with helicopters, balancing. You're balancing between the multiple controls. We'll watch out for the Cessna to our right. Got no traffic coming through on the road. Trimming ourselves out. That's another byword for helicopter aviation, and that is the trim. You are best friends with trim. So currently sat in the hover. This helicopter is absolutely amazing, it really is. I still remember the days of FSX and struggling with helicopters because the simulator couldn't translate rotary physics into a simulation. 2020 and 2024, it's a thing of the past. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to move out to the runway 21 and we're going to demonstrate some of the hover manoeuvres and the anti-torque pedals, do some torque turns, and basically get a handling for how the helicopter feels at this level. So we've got no one on approach, no live traffic. Bring ourselves back into the hover, and we're going to get used to the way the torque pedals turn the helicopter around. So we're going to turn to the right, whilst keeping it under control. We centre, let's go for a right turn, left turn even. Not too quick. And throughout any manoeuvre you are balancing collective, cyclic, the anti-torque pedals. It's all a balancing act with helicopters. So we're going to move forward now, still keeping ourselves very low to the ground, and we're going to bring ourselves to a halt. We're still going to be over the runway, we're not going to take off correctly yet, to get used to the forward motion of the helicopter. Bring ourselves to a stop. Do a bit of side movement, so we're clear on the left, clear on the right, so we're going to go out towards the right, a side manoeuvre. Nice and slowly. Halt ourselves. Bring ourselves back down again. Centralise, and we're going to go back over to the left. And centralise. So next manoeuvre we're going to be doing, we're going to depart out of runway 21 here. We're going to keep in the local area, and we're going to do a very close in circuit and bring ourselves back into this position to the middle of the runway where the two runways cross, and yeah, so we're not going to land, but we are going to bring ourselves back into the hover, into this position. So nose down, bring some power in, look up, P's and P's all looking good. Fuel levels looking good. Everything's in the green. Just noticed I'm using OBS to record and live stream and all the rest of it. I always use OBS, but I've just noticed my live chat is not working and not showing up in my OBS. So if you are messaging me, I'm not ignoring you, I just can't see the messages for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if there's been an update. I do apologise. I will get around to answering all your comments, questions or remarks. I'll also have to do that after the video. So anyway, we are moving back towards runway 21. Swing ourselves round. Got power lines to worry about, but that's not an issue. Starting our descent, and remember we're going to be hovering down the runway towards the intersection of both runways to bring ourselves into the hover. Nose coming back. And give or take, we're at the intersection just about. And spin out again on the torque pedals, and we'll do that again. So remember, this helicopter, even by CowanSim standards, is not bespoke to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It is a 2020 helicopter. And so far, short of the not starting, which I think is more down to me not pressing one of the buttons, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If you're into rotary aviation, or you're trying to look for a helicopter that isn't too complicated to get into, you want to check out CowanSim's R22 or R66. They're brilliant little helicopters. And I sort of think that helicopter aviation here in the simulators is a great way to check out the simulator, check out the scenery, because you're not going quickly. Chances are you are quite low, especially in these kind of helicopters. And it's a more relaxed way of flying. Now, obviously helicopters are a little bit different in their controls than an airplane. You can fly without torque pedals or rudder pedals. There is options in the simulator for that. But yeah, I genuinely do think you won't get the best results until you have a good set of rudder pedals. Now, there is companies that will release sticks for helicopters, collectives and cyclics for helicopters, based around, I think, the UH60. Not 100%, the UH60 or the Apache, I can't remember. They would give you a more realistic feel for the controls of a helicopter. Currently I'm using my Warthog even throttle hot ass stick by Thrustmaster, I think it is, and I've got the my throttle unit, and I forgot what the bloody name of the thing's called now. but no helicopter controls. I don't have helicopter controls. But this is my usual way to test a helicopter before I not just put it into a video, but to get a handling for it, because 90% of the time I'm flying an aircraft, and it's nice to get back into rotary aviation just every now and again, especially when you have such a good helicopter. And the R66 and the R22 can teach you so much about how helicopters do what they do, and the benefit of having a helicopter over a light aircraft, let's say, for instance. So once again, back into the hover. So we're going to try some tighter manoeuvres now. We're going to start doing some climbs, a bit of high speed with some anti-torque turns at the end of the climbs. So let's get going. Build our airspeed up. And we're going to extend into the other half of the runway, what used to be the runway here at Wickenby. Gain some altitude. Nose is coming up. Torque pedals. Looking for where we want to go. Descending, bit of power. Feel the blades chop into the air. Speed's a bit quick on this. We'll solve that with a bit of altitude. Torque pedal to the left. Do a lazy left-hand turn here, keeping ourselves fairly low to the ground. Over runway 15. And swing over to the right. As you can see, there's not a lot the R66 cannot do. The R66 and its smaller cousin, the R22, sold in vast numbers. And I think kind of really started the terminology of having a full proper helicopter capable of carrying passengers, but not being that expensive to run, and more importantly, not that expensive to operate. And on this channel that mostly features general aviation and VFR flying, the R66 and the R22 do feature very well. Now, if you're wondering where we're flying over, obviously I said it's Wickenby, but it is Burning Blue Designs Wickenby. It is the home of my general aviation flying. Is a staple of my simulation content is a lot of airfields built and created by the kind people at Burning Blue Designs. So we're going to bring ourselves in now. We're going to go back down the main runway and we're going to take the taxiway and we'll hover taxi back to where we was. You obviously don't want to hover over aircraft or over the vehicles. So we're good on the taxiway, but again, no traffic. Got to be aware of our downdraft. Obviously, we will be kicking up a lot of dirt. Coming into the hover. So obstacles, we've got obviously the Cessna still here. Touchdown. It's coming off. Come off, that's fine now. Keep the generator on. It just sounds, the whole sound of this helicopter just sounds absolutely amazing. It really does. You could literally listen to this, close your eyes and think you was listening to an R66. Right, so nav light's coming off, generator's coming off, battery's coming off. That was the button I think I didn't, or key I didn't have turned on when I did the startup. So we'll probably redo this video or do another video with the R66 just to prove that that's the case. Put the rotor brake on. So there you go, CowanSim's R66 is personally my favourite helicopter here in the sim. In 2020 it was fantastic, the R22 is fantastic. I've got to say, CowanSim, you do make some absolutely awesome helicopters because they do make, I think, 2 or 3 Jet Rangers. They make Airwolf, oh sorry, the Bell 222, Airwolf. I think they made, there's another one, they've just released one for 2024. Now that's, I think it's available for 2020, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact it is available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I think it's the S76, if I remember correctly. Well, it's Sikorsky anyway. Looks absolutely fantastic, very, very advanced, a much different helicopter compared to the R66 here, but this helicopter is not bespoke for 2024. It is, on CowanSim's own words, it is compatible with 2024, and as you've just seen, it handles just fine. Set up a profile for it. I think it's a really, really good helicopter. I think it's retailing for something like 20 odd pounds. I'll put a link in the description below if I haven't forgotten about that already. But anyway, yeah, go on to CowanSim website, it'll be on there. I think it's also available on the marketplace, obviously in 2020. But yeah, it's fantastic. If you're into or thinking about getting into rotary aviation here in either sim, in 2020 or 2024, check out CowanSim's R22 or this version, the bigger version, the R66. I think you'll be very impressed, and I think it's a good way of learning how helicopters do what helicopters do. So yeah, it's fantastic, it's awesome. If you've got any questions or comments about this video, please let me know down below. And I do apologise for the chat not working. For some reason it says chat is disabled for this live stream. I don't know whether there's an option for that. So if you have any comments, I'm not ignoring them. I've just mysteriously I can't get them. Anyway, so I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.